I'm gonna hold you in contempt, okay? And we're gonna give you some jail time, okay?
What a clown.
We're in Detroit, Michigan for an arraignment. 27-year-old Joshua Gubin has been cited for driving without insurance, registration, or valid license plates. A year earlier, Gubin was pulled over for the infractions, given a $90 ticket, and ordered to report to court. And today, he appears before Judge Sean Perkins to enter his plea. Gubin's represented by attorney Elwood Berry.
Do you have documentation for this vehicle, Mr. Gubin?
Yes, I do.
Where are they?
Here's the registration.
Hold it up. Let's see what you have. That's expired. I have an insurance policy here. The only thing about this is I don't see a valid date.
Oh, God. You cannot be serious.
I'm serious.
I'm surprised I'm not getting the same courtesy as the others. This is blowing
I'm giving you the same. I'm giving you the same.
What's
Please. Don't say anything, Mr. Berry. I don't see a proper date on this insurance policy that you sent me.
So you're asking to see what? A valid what?
I'm asking to see the date on the insurance policy. You gave me an insurance policy. I have that, but it has no date on it.
All I showed was proof that the truck was insured, registered.
All right, I'm not gonna deal with it. All right, let's set a trial date.
I'm trying to get this dismissed. This is literally holding me back right now.
You get it dismissed on the day of trial.
Nice. Thanks for. No, I see clear as day why I'm not getting the same courtesy. Your name is Sean Perkins.
Last time I checked.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I don't need to hear the blabby blab. Just stop talking to me. I showed all my proof. I showed all the proof. I showed the proof, Mr. Sean Perkins.
At this point, Judge Perkins seems to have had enough.
Have a good day, Mr.
Uneducated judge.
Have a good day, Mr. Gubin. You keep on talking out of turn.
Judge,
I'm gonna hold you in contempt. And we're gonna give you some jail time, okay?
What a clown.
You done?
Anything else?
Are you
Anything
done?
else, pal?
I'm gonna hold him in contempt. I'm gonna give him 30 days Wayne County Jail, all right? Do you have an accident?
I showed you every single proof of documentation that I needed to, and you refused to dismiss my stuff.
Have a great day. We're not talking anymore, all right? We're done talking.
Yeah, that's what I
30
thought.
days Wayne County Jail.
Gubin served the 30 days in jail for contempt, and 2 months later was found guilty of not having a valid registration. He paid $108 in fines and court costs, and the insurance and license plate charges were dismissed. The case is now closed. Next, we're in Ann Arbor, Michigan for a hearing. 56-year-old Regina Agnew owes $1,504.90 in back rent and court costs. A month earlier, the Sparrowwood Apartments filed a suit against Agnew for non-payment of rent. Today, she appears without an attorney before Judge Cedric Simpson to discuss next steps in the case. The plaintiff is represented by attorney Jillian Engen.
All right, what is plaintiff's claim in this case?
I have a balance including court costs of $1,504.90.
All right. Ms. Agnew?
I went on the portal and I paid $200.90, which came out to $206.91 because of 2.99%. That's a lot of extra money. $6 is a lot in this economy. But anywho, on next Friday, I will make a payment of $550 and the remainder on the 27th. Now, what I would like to say is, I understand business is business and they need their money. When I moved in, my door is how would you say? I would say jimmied the sliding door where if someone really wanted to get in my home, they could. And to be fair,
you need the door replaced.
I need that door replaced. I haven't been holding funds because of that. It's just other things that's been going on. And I just returned back to work on this past Tuesday due to.
What do you do for a living?
I'm in the auto industry, 26 years. Auto industry. Yeah, I know they say, oh, why she in court? To all the,
no, I didn't.
To, not you, Your Honor, but to all the living, because you know there's some people out here that watch this landlord-tenant stuff that don't work and they just want to, ooh, such and such was in court because they owe for this, but it's real out here. I'm saying this for the viewers too.
Oh, so now you better talk. Go ahead, girl. You know what? I could not stop you. Just go ahead. I figured she wasn't talking to me, so go ahead.
No, you're good. No. Right. But I will have this satisfied by the 27th, and I look forward to seeing you. If I have to come back in here in court, I hope not, because my shift started at 2:30, and I don't have to call in, because God is good, because I'll be out of here. But we as people
you just let me know when you finish.
So we as people in the auto industry, we go through things too. I just want the viewers to know. Yes, I thank God for my employment. I was able to raise my children up on it, but there is things that goes on in life.
Okay, all right. Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome. All right.
I appreciate you. I do.
You take care, and they'll make sure to get you.
As she exits, the gallery shows its appreciation for the defendant.
Really?
Agnew did make all of her back payments, but 4 months later, she allegedly failed to pay her rent again. Her landlord filed another complaint, and that case is pending.
This has not stopped at all, and these are just the things that I have caught him doing. And I am asking you, please make him stop.
We head to Bad Axe, Michigan for a sentencing. 42-year-old Brandon Lee Thomas has pled no contest to aggravated stalking. 7 months earlier, Thomas was arrested after his ex-wife's auto mechanic discovered a GPS tracker that Thomas had hidden under her car. The victim had recently been granted a personal protection order against her ex, but told police that he was still showing up at the same locations as her around town. Thomas was charged and entered a plea of no contest. Today, he appears before Judge Gerald Prill to hear his sentence. After Thomas declined to make a statement, defense attorney Michelle Arsiv requested no jail time for her client. The prosecutor, Alexander Pahani, is recommending a sentence of 90 days in jail.
What this defendant did to his ex-wife is disturbing at best. Your Honor, we're not talking about an Apple AirTag or something that one puts into a vehicle. We're talking about a hardwired device that was wired into the vehicle's power so he could know where she was at all times. And that's how he knew how to show up. Wherever she was, whatever she was doing, there was Mr. Thomas. A true stalker in the very definition of the statute. And Your Honor, I would note, just for the record, that the complaining witness is not present in court today because she is terrified of this defendant, Your Honor.
She is in the courtroom, Your Honor. I'm sorry?
It appears the victim is in the courtroom today.
Please come forward, miss. I didn't see you back there. I apologize.
In a stunning development, the victim walks to the front of the courtroom where she stands just a few feet from the defendant, her ex-husband, and delivers her statement.
I really am not comfortable doing this, but this has not stopped. It's things that the police cannot do anything about because he's going to other people. My boyfriend is here. Mr. Thomas aggressively confronted him in a gas station parking lot. He's tried to make contact with my mother, my sister, my cousin, my best friend's husband, all within the last couple of months. 2 weeks ago, he followed me home from Cairo. This has not stopped at all, and these are just the things that I have caught him doing. And I am asking you, please make him stop.
After the victim returns to her seat, Judge Prill moves on to the sentencing.
Now, what is troubling to this court is that you took the approach of actually installing a GPS device on the vehicle, which, again, is unheard of, frankly. And it was utilized, and which caused the problem. And clearly, we have a victim in this courtroom that is terrified of this individual. That's just the way it is. It will be the sentence. This court, that the defendant be placed under a mandatory term of probation for a period of 5 years. Bottom line, Mr. Thomas, the old phrase, lose the number. No more. Stay away. Remain in custody of the sheriff.
The judge ordered Thomas to serve the first 90 days of his probation in the county jail. And upon completion of his jail time, Thomas must have no contact with the victim. If he fails to follow the terms of his probation, he could be facing more jail time. Next, we go to Royal Oak, Michigan for a traffic violation hearing. 30-year-old Kavani Young has been cited for failing to signal a lane change. A month earlier, after Young was pulled over for the violation, she was ordered to appear in court. Today, she appears without an attorney before Magistrate Donald Chisholm to discuss next steps in the case.
Well, you got a ticket back on the 2nd of May for failing to signal a lane change. You can admit or deny responsibility for that, or you can admit responsibility with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
I would like to admit responsibility with an explanation.
And what is the explanation, please?
I remember the day vividly. The officer in question, he was, I guess, in a hurry, and I was basically just trying to get out of his way. So that's why I didn't lane change, because I thought he needed to get to wherever he was going.
And what stopped you from putting on your turn signal?
Because he was driving so erratically.
Oh, it's the officer's fault who's behind you for you not signaling a lane change. Well, you were very correct when you admitted responsibility with an
This is what I'm saying. This is the second ticket I've got from you guys. Well, this is actually not. This is the 4th or 5th. I'm always in something in this court. It's really weird. Your officers are clearly obsessed with me. But what I'm saying is if you look at the dash cam footage, I don't have access to it. I know that you do. You will see that he turned out into traffic in the lane that was
This is the 4th or 5th ticket you got in Royal Oak?
Yeah, I beat another case because an officer out of your court lied on me. I had to beat that case. This is an ongoing thing with your officers. They are very obsessed, and it's very concerning.
Young offers a theory on why Young is so popular with the local PD.
I'm sure they see me on these streams for sure. And that's the problem. But what I was saying...
The problem is that you were cited for not signaling.
Right.
You admitted responsibility for that. Rightly so, I believe.
I did that for
that is, well, I presume you're not going to come to court to say something that isn't true. I'm going to take you at your word.
No, that's what I'm saying. My last ticket, it was the same situation.
We're only talking
but not
about
the
this
same.
one.
Okay, but I'm saying if you look at the dash cam footage, you see what I'm talking about.
What does the footage have to do with the fact that you've admitted the fact that you changed the lane without signaling?
Because he literally turned into traffic, and then when the light turned green, he swerved behind me, so I got out of his way because I thought he had somewhere else to be. You guys refuse to always look at your own evidence.
You misapprehend. It is not a question of you guys doing a ticket. There are three branches of government. The police officer is with one branch, the court is a different branch. It's not you guys doing things to you. You rightly admitted responsibility. You can pay the ticket. It's $130. You can be paid online or by mail, whatever you prefer, or at the courthouse counter. You admitted responsibility rightly. We're done.
Young was found guilty and ordered to pay a fine of $130.
This is a very unique case. This is not one that it's a bad guy did a bad thing. It's a good guy did a bad thing.
We head to Olathe, Kansas for a sentencing. 43-year-old Matthew Richards has pled guilty to 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. 2 years earlier, police say Richards, a married youth pastor and father of 5, tried to kill his entire family when he set fire to their house while they were sleeping, and then stabbed them all with a kitchen knife. One of the children managed to call 911, and when police and paramedics arrived, the 6 victims were taken to a hospital where they were treated for their injuries and made full recoveries. According to investigators, Richards was in massive debt, which he'd kept hidden from his family, and on the day of the attacks, they were scheduled to be evicted from their home. Richards confessed to police, was arrested, and initially charged with 5 counts of attempted first-degree murder and aggravated arson. But in exchange for some of the charges being dropped, he pled guilty. And today, Richards appears before Judge Jason Billum to hear his sentence. But first, members of his family deliver statements on his behalf, starting with Richards' mother, 75-year-old Catherine Clapham.
I'm Matt's mom. What I want to address is to my son. My little boy yesterday, my friend today, my son forever. Never forget that I am so proud of you and I love you more than anything in this world. Love, Mama.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next to speak is the defendant's sister, Mary White.
I believe that this is a very unique case. This is not one that it's a bad guy did a bad thing. It's a good guy did a bad thing. He's a wonderful man who helped everybody that he could. He just didn't know how to help himself. And I'm just asking mercy, sir.
Before Judge Billum imposes sentence, the defendant addresses the court and his wife and kids, who appear off camera.
Through my actions, I brought disgrace, shame, humiliation, and dishonor on myself, my family, trusted friends, and my community. So I stand here today to address the court, my community, kids and their parents who relied on me, most importantly my family, to ask for forgiveness and grace, which is something I know I don't deserve.
When he's finished, the judge imposes sentence.
With regard to count 1, attempted murder in the first degree, 188 months in the Department of Corrections. Count 2, attempted murder in the first degree, I will order 165 months, and I will run those 2 counts consecutive to each other.
In total, Richards was sentenced to 29 years and 5 months in prison. He received credit for 558 days time served. He'll be eligible for parole after serving 23 years, when he'd be 66 years old.